Hi everyone, welcome to my channel again. Today, as you can see, we are in a very different setting because today I'm announcing you something exciting and brand new. I'm going to start Art Mastery Cafe. Every Tuesday, I will be talking about common mistakes that artists make and how we can avoid them. I will show you all the tips and techniques that I know to improve your art. Today's tutorial is about how to draw a realistic eye, and as a gift, I would like to give you the real-time tutorial of this drawing. The only thing you should do is go to the description part, click on the link, and you get your 2.5-hour long video. I will be listing all the materials you need, and I will also have a voiceover, so I will explain to you every step. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel to show your support. Also, if you like this video, please click on the like button. Welcome to Art Mastery Cafe. Welcome to Art Mastery Cafe tutorial series. Today we are talking about common mistakes in eye drawing. The first one is dark sketch. Your initial sketch needs to be light, not dark. Otherwise, underneath your drawing, it will show up and it's gonna look really bad as if you're contouring. So whenever you start your drawing, make sure that you erase it and you just leave the graphite enough so that you can see. Wide of the eye. The second mistake is new artists leave wide of the eye as white, but actually white of the eye is never white. It's a very light tone of gray, so we definitely need to make sure that we shade it light gray in the beginning and then add all the other mid-tone. By blending, we can give a realistic effect too. Iris details, the pupil needs to be, of course, dark, but then some artists make this weird other like darker ring around it. But instead of drawing the ring directly, we can actually draw all these lines in the iris and then create the ring automatically while we are drawing those lines from the pupil to the ring of the eye like this. And then once we blend, it's already gonna get all that pupil details very nicely and the iris lines as well. Contouring. I see a lot of new artists make this mistake. Please, this is I think the most I despise. Just please don't contour. It just takes away from realism so much. You're gonna see me now saying no. Instead of doing this, actually, again, you can use yeah, iris too. The ring around the iris is, you shouldn't contour that at all. You can create this by creating a contrast between the lighter tones and darker tones, and it should be easy for you. Just don't draw straight lines. Instead, trying to create contrast of values instead. Here you can see the upper eyelid I created without contouring. Another iris detail mistake I see is just those lines that are drawn very straight. So those lines are not straight, guys, and they're not continuous either. If you look at a real eye, you will see that they are discontinuous, they're shorter somewhere, they're darker somewhere, they're more frequent somewhere, they don't have the same amount or same length. So what you should do is you should just look at your reference photo and follow exactly how those lines are aligning. Here you can see, for example, around the ring of the iris, you see like some shorter lines, which makes it look darker, and then you have some very long lines, some very short discontinuous ones. You have to add them one by one to give the realistic effect. And you can see the reflection part too. You have to leave that part untouched. And here there's a reflection of the eyelashes on that white part. Perfect. Another mistake I see, the eyelashes. A lot of artists draw them equal length and they have equal intervals. That's never the reality, guys. If you look at your own eyelashes in the mirror closely, you will see that they have different lengths and they are apart from each other. Sometimes they are on top of each other, so they are different. Everybody has different style as well. In order to draw a realistic eyelash, you need to again look at your reference photo. Here also, after you draw eyelashes, you shouldn't work on the background anymore, because you have to do the background of the eyelashes first, the skin tone, the midtones and everything, and highlights, and then you should add the eyelashes last. Because once you erase any kind of mistake on the eyelash, you're gonna erase all the background, which is fine. You can fix that, but once you do the eyelashes, you cannot just go and do the background again, because you're gonna basically erase all the eyelashes that you have just done and blend them. Here it's a realistic eyelashes, how you make them. I make many layers, I do the first one and then I highlight them, and then I do second and third one and blend them, and the fourth one. Midtones, this is another mistake I see. A lot of people forget the midtones, so they jump directly from very dark tones to almost whitish, very bright tones. But midtones are the key. Midtones give the realistic effect, so you have to really be careful about those areas, like under the eye, for example. Between the dark and the very light, there are no midtones. That's why it doesn't look very pretty. But here I will try to show you what midtones are and then how you actually get them. And again, you can get your free full real-time tutorial if you click on the link in the description. Here, between those eyelashes and eyelid, I am adding all those tiny details with my pencil, giving this curvature effect. I'm adding all those midtones, and underneath the eye too, I have the dark tones, middle tones, and light tones. I'm doing layer by layer until I get the midtones that I want. I'm even using my paintbrush to brush those midtones into the eye. And once you blend, those dark tones, lighter tones, and midtones blend beautifully. Another mistake I see are the eyebrows. A lot of people draw them in the same direction, in the same length. This is never in real life, unfortunately, unless they are drawn by pencil. So you have to make sure that you follow your reference photo about the thickness and about the length, because they have different growth directions, they have different lengths. You need to consider these things. And also, one layer is never enough. Once you do one layer, by looking at your photo, you have to blend, you have to go again second time, and then maybe the third time, and add highlights with your eraser pencil as a last touch. As you can see, I'm following the reference photo, and the direction of the hair is different in each time. So blending direction, if you blend these eyebrows towards top, it's gonna smudge. So if once you're doing the eyelashes and eyebrows, please blend in the growth of the hair direction. It is important, because then it's going to look really awkward. And with your blending stump or Q-tip, just like I'm showing you right now, you can follow the direction of the hair. The veins and tear duct in the eye, sometimes people put a lot of pressure on it, but then it looks really like monstrous. So please, once you put the veins in, make sure that you blend them and you don't put pressure, just like here. And in the tear duct place, there's always some kind of highlights. You have to give those highlights in order to give the realistic effect. And once you define darker tones, midtones, and those highlights, like as if I'm putting right now, and the veins are blended with your Q-tip just a little bit, then you will have those realistic effects. Dark values and background is another problem. Is just basically once you have a very dark background, a lot of people contour the face just like that. But one of the negative things about contouring again is if you want to erase it, you're not going to be able to. Just look at that, it's going to stay. And another thing, it's not going to look realistic. So instead of creating this contouring, you can just start building your background and then slowly move to the face and naturally create that contrast. About the background, if you don't put enough charcoal, this is how it's gonna look. You have to put enough charcoal there to blend, and the same thing for the face. And here with the darker tones, mid-tones and highlights and such, you can always create all those kind of tones of gray values, and this is going to make your drawing much more realistic. As you can see, I'm putting the darker tones now, but at the same time I'm creating so many mid-tones between these dark tones and the lighter tones. And with your charcoal pencil, as you can see, once you created those contrasts, dark and bright, then you're gonna have a perfect effect on your drawing. And you will see that now I'm putting all this background slowly with the help of my brush, so you can see that I am slowly coming towards the face, and I don't have a definite line around the face. I'm not contouring. If you haven't subscribed my channel yet, guys, please do. I'll see you in my next video.